Hello everybody, today we are going to talk about the index and match formulas, putting them together to create kind of a more robust VLOOKUP. If you haven't checked out the VLOOKUP video, feel free to check that out. That is going to be a much simpler formula and can be used in most of the situations that you find yourself wanting to look something up in. Now the difference between the index and the VLOOKUP formula, index you can do a lot more with it. Typically I use it most commonly for this very thing that we're going to look at, and what it's going to do is it's going to do the same thing as a VLOOKUP. It's just going to enable us to get around the limitation of having that key field be the first column in our array that we select. So it's probably easiest just to jump into an example. I've broken this out into the two formulas that we're going to nest together. I'll do them separately, and then I'll show you how to put them together to make it just nice and clean. So the one that we are going to use first is the match formula. So we're just going to put in the match. We're going to have it look up this cell up here, the lookup array, where we're going to have it look up, and then the match type. Most commonly, you're going to want to use the exact match. If you are using numbers or looking up numbers, you could use less than, you could use greater than, but most commonly you're going to want to use that exact match. Hit enter and you can see that it will return the row that it finds this value that we looked up in the array. Now it's important to note that this is not the row of the sheet. You can see it's row 6 on the sheet, but it is only row 2 in the array that we selected. So it's important to note that the array needs to be the same for the match as the index. Otherwise, you'll get some sticky situations. So that's important to remember. So we'll throw in this index formula. We're going to index, and the reference is going to be where we want to return. So in this situation, we'll return the sales rep. You can see that I selected the exact same number of rows, starting at the first row, ending at the last row as our company. Then the row number is going to be that match formula that we just used. You can see that there's some other things, but most commonly you'll just need these two things. Close that parentheses, and it is going to return the sales rep that is assigned to that match. Now it's important, like I mentioned, to keep those arrays the same. If we did not keep those arrays the same, and for some reason added an extra row at the top, you can see that it will return the wrong amount because it is looking at the second in this array. So essentially what it's doing is it is looking up how many rows it is in this column that we are matching on, and then looking at the same column or same number of rows in the column that we are referencing to determine what value it's going to return. So pretty cool formula. I'll just show you how to combine these real quickly so that it's nice and simple. So we're going to index and reference the sales rep column, hit the comma, put in the match. Match, we're going to look up that value, move the array, put it in the same, and put it as the exact match. Close the parentheses on the match, and then close the parentheses on the index. Now the cool thing about putting it all into one nested formula is it's really easy to see that the arrays are the same size. If you did it separately, then you just kind of have to compare and remember where one starts and where one ends, but this way we can see it pretty simply. So hit enter, and you can see that we are getting Tom for C Corp, which is what we want. Remember John, we messed up the array, change it down, and we'll get Tom as well. We can change our lookup to be anything else, and it will automatically return, oh, I misspelled John, but it will automatically return what it is. So hopefully that helps you guys. Using the index and match formula, you can do a lot more VLOOKUPs type of situations and get around a lot of the limitations with the VLOOKUP. Check out my other videos. Hopefully you'll find some more helpful tips and tricks. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments below, and have a good one.